Hello Magic the Gathering fans, this is Daniel Chang with Graded Magic Cards. And today's segment is going to be on some of the Arabian Nights and Legends and Beta Rarities we've sold of some of the cards we have. I wanted to share with you, starting with the Pendrell Veil, Tabernacle of Pendrell Veil. A very important card in the game right now. The card itself has now gone up to nearly $300 to $400 a card, just ungraded. Illustrations by Nicola Leonard. From a collector's perspective, the Pendrell Veil is a card that really has, in the beginning of its time, wasn't really a valuable card at first, but as players have used it, and also as the Legend set has appreciated, it has gone up more and more in value. It says all creatures now require an upkeep cost of 1 additional mana in addition to any other upkeep cost they might have. So really a way to make your opponents pay more to have creatures out. Here's a vintage Beta Nightmare, and this piece is absolutely stunning. Nightmare, as you know, is a piece that is one of those iconic creatures that really has this ability to kind of has a mythological past to it. What's nice about the card is reading it. Flying, Nightmare's power and toughness both equal the number of swamps its controller has in play. So if you're a black deck player, this card has a phenomenal use. One of the creatures that people used back in the day, and Melissa Benson did a phenomenal job illustrating this piece. Next piece, this is my personal favorite, the beautiful Underground Sea. It's a PSA 10 gem mint. Value ungraded now has exceeded $1,000 a card ungraded. So this piece is well over $3,000 and will only go up. It's one of the most difficult cards to find. And just a beautiful illustration by Rob Alexander. And it's signed on the case by Rob Alexander. What's really cool about this piece is obviously the dual lands. It's now no longer reprinted, but it's also has the two most popular colors, the blue and the black. So having that combination of use for your mana is huge. Next we have the Nevinyrral's Disc, a Mark Tedin illustration, signed on the case by Mark Tedin. Not really a huge amount of use in gameplay. Seeing some reprinting recently, and I think Steve Argyle did a kind of an illustration reprint. But basically, the card itself destroys all creatures, enchantments, and artifacts in play for 1 mana. Disc begins tapped, but can be untapped as usual. Disc destroys itself when used. So it's one of those pieces for 4 mana. There's other cards out there that are more useful, but again, another vintage rare from the beta set. Moving on, we have the Alley from Cairo, one of the most interesting pieces out there for the Arabian Nights set. Illustration by Mark Poole. A beautiful card here, signed on the case by Mark Poole. And looking at the card, while an alley is in play, damage that would reduce you to less than 1 life lowers you to 1 life. All further damage is prevented. I mean, if you think about that, that basically means you can't die in some combinations, and I believe the alley has been banned for that very reason. A beautiful card though, PSA 10 gem mint condition. And last but not least, the player's favorite card, one of the most powerful cards. People call this one of the Power 10 or Power 11 next to the Library of Alexandria, the Mana Drain. This piece is a PSA 10 gem mint, beautiful registration, and a sign on the case by Mark Tadine, who's the illustrator. We have the original painting too, so I can tell you this piece is absolutely beautiful in person as a painting. Reading it: counters target spell at the beginning of your next mana phase. Add X mana to your mana pool, where X is the casting cost of the target spell. Okay, so not only are you countering the target spell, but you're also getting the mana that was countered. I mean, and that is for, look at that again, 2 blue mana. I mean, that is the reason why this card is so powerful. The problem with the card itself is that I believe it's an uncommon or common print on the deck, so it's not a rare. So because it's not a rare, it's more readily available, thus the value hasn't skyrocketed to the $400, $500 range just for the card. There you go, folks. If you have any questions on graded cards, or just in buying or consigning or selling your vintage cards, please contact us at gradedmagiccards.com, or you can contact me directly at daniel@gradedmagiccards.com. Thanks again for watching another Graded Magic Cards segment on Graded Cards. Cheers.